Oh, God, sorry about that. Apparently I'm allergic to this YouTube. Yes. Haven't you heard? Been on YouTube for 10 years. Apparently you should quit. Yes, that's what everyone's saying. Oh, I've been on YouTube, I've done it for this long. I'm worn out, I'm burnt out, I've made a fortune. I'm going to retire. So, oh well, if everyone else is doing it, I think I might quit too. This is my 10th year. Yep, this is my 10th year on YouTube. And I've made bugger all. We need to talk about this. Roll the music. So what's going on? Well, I don't know. I think this whole YouTube quitting thing is clickbait. And there's a good reason for that, you see. Here's the problems. If you do a decent, thumbnail that says who you are, what you're doing, and this is the thing, no one's going to watch it. No one clicks on it. But you've got to put something like, an old man with a beard going, and a caption saying, I strangled my cat. Click, 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 click. And the way YouTube works right now is there's a forced ad at the beginning of every video. Bang. They're going to make a fortune out of you, whether you're monetized or not. So this is the thing. Lots of things have changed. We have been given the arse. I'm not kidding. Let me explain this to you, those that are still there. Back in the good old days of television, see, I was a television director. I worked my way up. I was a television cameraman, and then I was an editor, and then, basically worked my way through to coordinator and director, and I did voiceovers. Funny that, doing voiceovers. Hi, you're listening to Television Harry. I did all that shit. I did all the character voices and things. Anyhow, I digress. So, in television, it was great when I first started. Exciting industry. I mean, we were back in the this was the 80s. 80s were good. Tons of money. Money falling out of trees. Ferraris everywhere. Yes, you too could have a Lamborghini. So 80s, yeah. Blow me down. Yes, the 80s was the big blow, and there was a lot of money, a lot of stuff going around. We're all having a ball. We're all wearing bloody pink shirts. Yeah, that's what was happening. And television was great. Money was just falling out of trees. Television was just this money-making machine, and the jobs were there, and you didn't need much skill to start with. It's not like now to get in television you had to go to some university of learning how to be a television person. No, I just sort of walked in one day, got the job. I've been working in theatre for 10 years, and I had a reputation as a lighting director and a stage manager and a sound mixer and recorder. So I had this history. I was well known in the entertainment media. And then I sort of walked into a television station in this little town that I was at, to remain nameless, Mount Isa. And they said, oh, God, thank goodness, yes, would you want to work in TV? Fantastic. We just had 2 guys quit and we're out of staff. And, could you start tomorrow? And so I did. And my TV career took off from then. TV was fantastic. It was so much fun. I did so many things. And I worked my way up pretty quickly. Within a couple of years, I was a director. Which is what I wanted to be. And as a director, I had creative freedom and I did all kinds of exciting stuff. And, it was just whatever I could dream up, no matter how crazy it was, we would try it and we would do it. It was just fantastic. And it went on that way for nearly 3 decades. But about 25 years into television, it changed. We weren't making good shows anymore. News started to be just gossip and sensationalism, right? Channel 10 news. Gossip. Sensation. That's all it is. There's no real news in it. It's on early so that the millennials can grab it, those few that are still actually watching free-to-air. In fact, I think they watch it all on YouTube or TuckTick or whatever now. And that's it. It's just all gossip and rubbish. The TV programs all started to become these reality shows, right? And reality shows were far from reality. Let me tell you, they were scripted. They cleverly picked all the people, not because they'd be good and they're well presented. They picked everyone for people that would attack each other and people that would be abrasive to each other. That's what they did. It wasn't reality. They worked out the worst group of people they could put together that would create the most shit, and that became the show. And then they carefully orchestrated things and they manipulated things and edited stuff so you thought, wow, this is great. They literally just made another soap opera, but they tried to tell you it was real. And this is the thing. Television became a huge lie, and it still is. And the news turned into bingo, bongo, flashing this, flashing that, and all excitement and all bloody thing, and it's just all gossip. The current affairs programs, when Current Affair first started, I think it was on the ABC first, it was intelligent. It was good. You watched something that actually was about affairs in the world. It was things that were going on. It was a deeper dive into the news than they could do in the news broadcast where they were just giving you facts. Remember facts? Remember when we had facts? When everything wasn't, oh, it's my opinion. That's what I believe. Anyhow, so television turned to shit. And I got out of it. And for a while I worked in virtual reality. And that was good. I enjoyed virtual reality. Again, I had freedom of creativity. I produced the world's biggest virtual castle business. It was unheard of. I was on the BBC, I was in the Times, I was on CNN. I was everywhere. I was interviewed by Australian news and television, right? As my character in virtual reality. I didn't let my real name get out. And I had 6 staff I employed. I owned tons of virtual real estate. I had only hundreds and hundreds of models. I produced thousands of castles every year. Gangbusters. I was making a real income. And then the Chinese got into the game. And they grabbed my designs. Even though I was supposed to own my intellectual property, they grabbed my designs, they pulled them apart, and they tried to make copies, which were inferior. They didn't have all my features. They weren't as good. But they sold them for 10% the price I was. Suddenly the market collapsed. There was no real money in it. I was going backwards fast. I had all these staff to pay. I owned all this virtual reality that you had to pay rent for, right? All this land in virtual reality. And so, you know, my costs every month, like about $10,000 a month, was just break-even costs. I had to make 10 grand before I even saw anything. So suddenly the arse fell out of that. Again, arse fell out of it. So I got out of virtual reality. And I thought, what am I going to do? I fell back on doing graphic art and computer programming and things like that. And then I started YouTube. And I didn't start YouTube with the aim to monetize. Not at all. I started YouTube just because I was a bit lonely and things had happened in my life. I was a bit of a low. And I just got back into modelling. I've been modelling for about a year. And scale modelling. Not that kind of modelling. Scale modelling. I've been scale modelling for about a year. And I just made a video. I was watching all these videos on YouTube and I thought, well, I can do that. You know, I got video experience. I'm a charismatic character. So I did just this review of this Vista kit that I got. And then people liked it. I was amazed. They watched it. I went, okay, I'll make more. So I made more videos. And they got watched and watched. It was basically I was doing tanks at the time. That wasn't my love. Tanks was something I was doing because I was having frustration building ships because I'd got into PE and all that, nightmare. So I built tanks as something easy to do. They were sort of like my Tamiya kit, right? Although we won't go down that road. That was something easy. Tanks were really easy. You know, just put them together, then paint them and weather them, boom, done. Compared to building a model ship, they're not as hard. Really, they're not. So eventually I went back to my passion of the model ships. And then I found it was a bit of a shift at first because, you know, people weren't, you know, going with me. And they were sort of going, oh, when are you going to build another tank and everything? I wasn't. So this thing, I left that behind. So this brings me to what am I actually quitting? Let's talk about that. Shorts came along. I'm afraid I tried shorts. They ruined my channel. I had a huge backlash from my subscribers and my watchers. They didn't want that shit. They wanted long-form videos, as I do. I prefer the long-form video. They want landscape. They want these ticky-tacky bloody portrait things, okay? And then I went to do a live stream at the beginning of this year. Well, end of last year, beginning of this year. And I could not get it out of portrait mode. I was locked into portrait ticky mode. Forced. Had to do the whole thing. Lost subscribers. They went, oh, you're going to do that shit. We don't want to see that shit. I couldn't get it out of portrait mode. And it was only later on when I did a whole lot of research and I found they had changed the app without telling anybody, and they had locked the feature to go landscape. A couple of menus down, into a section called the basement, in a toilet area, in a cubicle that had a sign, you know, beware of the lion. You looked in there and hidden in the corner under a turd is a little button you can click and it says, go back to being landscape, Grandpa. I exaggerated a tiny bit, but not much, I can tell you. Not much. They didn't warn us. And I wasn't the only person who was caught out. Lots of people were. There was a huge backlash. I complained bitterly to them because they sent me a survey report and I went, you bunch of bastards. And I said, oh dear, I think there's a problem. So, yes, that happened. Luckily now I can fix that. So again, no shorts, no more portrait ever again on this channel. Never, 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 never. I am quitting shorts. They're rubbish. What else am I quitting? Okay. Well, midweek videos. Waste of time. Waste of time. I tried doing them. I tried to up my video count and everything, and it doesn't really work. It doesn't really help, you know. If I've got something that suddenly happens and I've already got that as well as my usual weekend video, maybe I'll sneak something in. But you know, I've really phased out doing midweek videos because there's just sort of no point to it, really. It actually takes away so much of my time. And this is the thing that you don't realise. Before I did YouTube videos, like I'm doing them, I could make up to 20 kits a year. How many models did I make last year? 2. The Sunderland and the Stingray. That was it. Okay? And the reason is, if I spend 20 hours producing a video, that's probably only 5, maybe 10 modelling hours. Whereas I probably could have got 20 to 30 modelling hours in the week. But I can't because 20 hours out of my week are sucked out making the videos. So my productivity is well down. Okay? So if you want the videos, I don't make as many models. It's as easy as that, especially if you want information videos. And I'm not going to stop doing the information videos, like showing you tips and techniques and everything, because they're my passion. But here's the rub. They don't make any money. They do not make any money. This video probably will. Why? Thumbnail. Right? Stupid thumbnail. And we're forced into that now, because if you make a decent information thumbnail, don't get clicked. So you have to make a stupid thumbnail. You have to do something wild and wacky with a couple of stupid words on it. And then you'll all click on it. And then you'll be forced to watch adverts. Now, back in the old days, I could choose to be monetized or not monetized, right? I could demonetize videos and YouTube couldn't touch them. Oh, not anymore. I could also say, look, I don't want to put banners on there. I don't want to put any rubbish on there. And don't put in those videos that you can't click out of. Just the videos you can opt out of in 5 seconds. That's what I used to have. You can only have those videos you own. And admittedly, that probably reduced my income a bit. But I thought, if I was watching my channel, the last thing I want to see is all flippy banners and crap and stuff everywhere. I don't want to see videos every 2 minutes. You know, those adverts every 2 minutes. I don't want to have those adverts that I have to watch all the way through, right? Becca had that once, and there was like a 2-minute long-form advert that people got stuck at the beginning of his videos and then would jump out and go, well, I'm not going to watch this. I'm not waiting 2 minutes just to watch his video. It's absurd. So, this is the thing. YouTube changed that. They warned us about it, at least this time. But there was nothing we could do. There was no say. There was no, do you want this or not? So overnight, suddenly, boom. And they can put adverts on any video they like, monetized or not. They can just monetize any video they want with their stuff. And they might throw you a tiny bit. We'll talk about that in a sec. But also, they took out the restrictions that we could do, and they took out the fact that we couldn't place them. I used to be able to say, only advert here, 10 minutes later, that's it. Don't go berserk. They're all the ads we're having, no more. All right? So I used to make it no ads at the beginning, no ads at the end, and just probably 2 ad breaks during the video. But that's all changed. Now there's bloody ads everywhere. You try to watch one of my videos, and apparently there's ad after ad. They're forcing you to become the subscription program, which I ended up doing because I got sick and tired of just watching YouTube in the morning because I'd catch up on everyone else's videos, and there'd be just ad after ad after ad after ad after ad. Just ridiculous. So yeah, I paid the lousy 15 bloody dollars a month, 1.5 shekels a month, what it was for me, just so I didn't have to suffer the friggin' ads. I could put ad blocker on, but then they blocked ad blocker. If you had ad blocker, they used to reduce, they'd throttle your bandwidth speed, do all kinds of nasty little things, so your video watching was terrible. It'd be low resolution. It'd be, bastards. So, they're shoving ads everywhere. There's nothing I can do about it. Nothing at all. Monetization, even with all of that, monetization, I get half of fuck all. And they take 55% of the fuck all, and then I get less than half of it. And I talked about this before, that's just how it is. You only make money on YouTube if you do stupid things, like this video. You put a stupid thumbnail up, you talk about a stupid subject, you inflame, you upset people, and boom. My only videos that actually have made money, like in the thousands, are where I've, had fun with the Tamia people, really upset them. So there's tons of hate, there's tons of people clicking on it getting angry, heaps of dislikes, all the stuff that I don't like. I like to make videos that you enjoy. I like to make videos that I would enjoy to watch. But no, just like television turned into a cesspool, YouTube is now full of shit. It has got the arse. So, I'm quitting shorts, quitting midweek videos. I'm going to quit doing stupid thumbnails. They do work and they give me money, but I don't care. But it's not just YouTube. Let me tell you more. But look, with all the things that have been getting me from every angle at YouTube, Patreon. The clever little millennials and woke millennials, they are so friggin' woke over at Patreon, I tell you. But most of the time that doesn't bother me. They can be as woke as they like, as long as it doesn't affect me. But the latest thing, I had 100 Patreons. And then they introduced a thing called free account. Yes, this apparently is going to boost your membership. More people will get interested because they can sign up for a free account and then they'll become a paid. No, they won't. You don't give someone something for free, right? And then think, oh, well, this is great. I'm getting it for free. I will do the right thing and I'll pay for it. People don't do the right thing. If they're getting it for free, they will just suck it up for free. So what's happened is a whole lot of my patrons, almost half of them, have gone to free accounts. Now, I thought it was only like a month free, and then after that, they'd have to pay. But I've got patrons on there who, for the last 3 months since this shit started, they've been a free account member. Now, I've stopped putting any free posts up. Like, I put the odd public post up, which I used to do anyway, just to generate some interest in and get some people in who didn't know my channel. I've now locked all my posts to Patreon members only, right? So the only way you can see what I do on Patreon is to pay. And it's from a lousy $1 fucking a month, you tight ass pricks. Oh, I'm not going to pay that dollar. No, I'll get it for free. So, am I quitting YouTube? Well, not quite yet. I'll tell you what. If a good job comes up in the real world that pays decent money and I can grab that until I, am too old to work and retire, because I was going to retire in these days. I should have been retired now, but no, that's all gone. If a decent job comes along, YouTube will get second thought. And if I don't have time for it, I will quit YouTube. Because, quite frankly, it's not worth the aggro. It's not worth all the trolls. It's not worth all the rivet counters. It's not worth all the nanny bots. And it's not worth all the wokeism and bullshit that goes on these days. So, that's the reality. For now, I'll keep making videos. And how would you keep my YouTube channel going? You're saying, oh, but Harry, we like... Okay, this is how you keep my YouTube channel going. You get people to watch it. You get people invested and you show them, you share them my videos, you get them all involved, right? And then my channel grows. If my channel doesn't grow, it will go away. So it's up to you. I can only do as much as I can do. My videos, I believe, are of good enough quality. Most of the time, I'm happy and affable, and I do something nice, and I show a lot of techniques, and I do all kinds of stuff. That's what I do. Should have been a millionaire by now, apparently. Anyhow, hit these fucking buttons. Fuck those hidden buttons. Yep. And I'm starving, so you better feed me. Buy me a curry. All right. If you manage to make it all the way to the end without going, you bastard, and unsubscribe and left an angry note, oh, you absolute bloody Aussie asshole, I thank you for watching to the end of the video. So, that's it. It's goodbye from Australia, and it's hooroo from a very angry Harry Houdini. Not bad. Got to be fair to there's no money to bloody cat for it, mate. You have to make YouTube posts.